Welcome back, team. You're gaming with the Colonel, and we are continuing our Let's Play series of Hearts of Iron 4 as Germany. Alrighty then, so let's see where we're going to go here. We were in the middle of the Civil War and gaining some experience for Heinz Guderian. We can continue to do that. He needs to come on over here, so we're just going to send him to Koslin and then to Königsberg, and we'll be fine. Okay, so we've had this button, no divisions in basic training, and we're going to want to address that. But I don't know that we're quite ready for that yet. And we'll show you a little bit of trick on how to get troops out fast in a little while. All right, so back to here. My apologies. That was another gaming thing that we usually have going on, and I didn't know that was happening right now. In any case, back to the Spanish Civil War. Guderian is going, and he's cut off these units, and he's trying to complete the destruction of them in the pocket. You'll see here that we are now level 4 experienced, giving us a plus 50% modifier in combat. And we're well on our way to moving up to the next level. Level 5 would be the highest. We'll find out what that level is in just a second. Okay, these guys have lost some equipment. Their fighting strength is down. They're getting replenished slowly but surely. These guys here are fighting it out. We've got no new pop-ups here. Let's see what's going on here. It's time to continue the attack. Oh, that's still not good. But even when we attack, even though we're losing things, we still get experience. And that is a good thing. We're 61, 62. I don't mind losing a couple of battles just to gain some more experience. Also, a Mountaineer is now 13, Hill Fighter 11, Urban Assault is 9. It's been going low on Urban Assault. May have to go and attack Madrid or something. Okay, our experience is going up higher and higher. This is a great and wonderful thing. We love that. Now, whenever you change a template of a unit, or you get replacements, or you lose some of that experience, which is why that trickle back from the field hospital is so very important. Okay, we're at 96% on that one. Looks like we have taken that out. In this next battle, we should jump over 100% on one of these. We've lost a lot of equipment. You can click over it and you can tell exactly what we've lost. Waiting to be delivered. 107 light tanks. We're 107 light tanks short. All right, we continue the attack. And here we go. Level 5 veterans. You can see a little skull and crossbones in there. That's pretty awesome. And again, our army experience is continuing to go up. It is December of 36. We're getting ready to come into 37. Let's go head on up here and engage these guys. Okay, so obviously the end state here is to make Republican Spain capitulate. They will likely do that without my help at this point. We're going to put it on pause. We have here another modified government. We like that. And the decision is the MEFO bills. Now, the MEFO bills, as you can see, we keep growing our military industry. And we're forced to use these promissory notes. Now, eventually, we're just going to let them time out when we go to war, because that's what happens when we go to war. They get timed out. Okay, so in the meantime, an MEFO, here's what it does for us. It costs us some political power, so it slows down the ability for us to do new things with our government. But look at all the construction bonuses that we're getting out of that. It is huge. So you don't want to get rid of MEFO anytime soon. Okay, so now what we can do is we can add something else. We can add another political advisor. And I don't know that we're ready to do that just yet. We're going to want this guy here once we start building military factories. But over here, we can add an industrial concern. And we've been doing a lot of industrial research, so perhaps that would be a good thing to do. Also, once we go to war, we're going to want the infantry expert, infantry division attack and defense, plus 10, plus 15%. It's huge. You definitely want to get that one. There's no doubt about it. The other thing we can do is have a material designer. So there's artillery research speed increase, weapons and infantry equipment research speed, or motorization research speed. So I usually take Mauser. You're going to be doing a lot more infantry research here in the future. And there's an Army Chief of Staff and others. So I'm debating right now as to whether or not to take this one here. I think I am. I think I'm going to take Krupp. Krupp will give us an industrial research speed of 15%, and we can knock out some additional stuff. The electronics one is not really that useful. There's not that many paths to go down. If we go to the research tab and we take a look at these tabs, there are this is refining, and this is industrial. Okay, so you get a lot of bonuses out of the industrial versus the engineering piece. The electronic part is just right here, and so you kind of want it. This is refining, so we're not. That's only 3, whereas this is 4, because that one is out of there. That one's exclusive with this one. It's either or. Okay, so heading back out of here, I think what we'll do is go ahead and get Krupp. And that gives us industrial research speed plus 15%. All right, now we'll continue the mission here. Still working on the Spanish volunteers. And now we have Army Innovations 1. That focus is complete. So what does that do for us? It gives us 2 land doctrines. So the next thing we get a research for, we're going to do a land doctrine research. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and get the treaty with the USSR, and then we'll go up to Rhineland. We'll get the treaty with the USSR. Now that will give us the medium tank 2 years ahead of time, which is huge, huge. We definitely want to do that. All right, come on, get a promotion. How close are you? You're at 15 here. You're at 66 there. We're not really all that close to getting up to 5 and or getting a promotion anywhere else, but it's worth doing. Our equipment's really hurting here. 117 light tanks. 114 light tanks. Yeah, we're going to need to get refitted here. After this battle, I think maybe, just maybe, we'll try to close the loop and then sit there for a while. He's fighting hard. And that's okay. It just continues to give us experience. We're up to 67. See the writing on the wall here. A lot of times you can just go in there and you can get Barcelona and Madrid quickly and end it. But why? Let's go ahead and utilize. This button here is logistics. So give us our ledger sheet. So for light tanks, we're negative right now, which is terrible. So one of the things we might consider doing if we wanted to reinforce these guys is disband our other light tank unit. Okay, so we finished machine tools, and we're nowhere near 39. So what we're going to do next is go into the land doctrine because we just got those bonuses. So we're going to go ahead and do this, and that'll give us organization of plus 15 and give us an additional tactic. I'm going to go ahead and stomp that one out right there. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I can come up here. I can disband this armory unit. And if I do, he's got 216 tanks. If I disband him, I don't even know if I can disband him. I'm pretty sure that I can. It would return tanks to me. But he's already a veteran, so I think I'm going to leave him alone. It's always nice to have one little unit that can go fast and speed through stuff. All right, so we took that one. We're both veterans now. He's at 16 and 67. Okay, I'm going to let his organization go up a little bit. I'm going to go over here, cut this guy out, and then destroy this one. Okay, he's cut off. Now all we have to do, okay, we finished interwar artillery. The other artillery will be available to us in good time. Okay, so now we've got an additional research slot. It is 37. 1937 is good. Let's go ahead and hit one of these. Now it makes me wish I would have taken refinery, because these are all refinery stuff. 208, 104. Fuel gain from refineries. I don't even know if I have any refineries on the map yet, but I will eventually get them. Okay, so there we go. That's off. Let's go ahead and... Oh, that's going to hurt. I don't know that I want to do that. I'm going to be losing too much. Click down on that. Got 4 guys in there. All right, we're going to go ahead and beat him. Beat him down. That's 4 infantry divisions that he loses. And again, we can left click on that little button and see how we're doing. Right? So we have a tactic. Defender tactic, attacker advantage is plus 5%. If we do shock, the defender tactic damage is, again, it goes back and forth. Your leaders will pick the best tactic available to you. All right, so now we're going to come up and see if we can't put somebody else out of support. And again, we'll go back and forth, and we'll do this plenty of times. And that way, they lose units. Go up here. He's kind of hurting, and we'll go here. And we'll come in from behind and go here, cutting these 3 provinces out of supply. And now, we can eliminate them in detail. Ooh, that was bad. And I don't really want to eliminate them too quickly. We're at 70%. Really would like to get another level. Make him Einschluss a level 5. So each one of these goes up. That was a big overrun. Huge. Okay, so we'll cruise on over here. Okay, we have the treaty with the USSR. Now, what does that give us? That gives us 2 years ahead of time penalty reduction for medium tank. Now, the Soviet Union has to agree to this, and 1 bonus armor research technology. That's huge. Okay, so now that we've done with that, I really want to go back and get the extra research slot before I go down the other path of Rhineland. Having an extra research slot really, really helps out. Now the treaty is accepted. Okay, so the next time I have research, I'm going to research medium tank. Back into here. Concentrated Industry 2 is complete. That other one is 39. Let's go to armor. 2 years ahead. 2 years ahead of time. 82 days to get Panzer 3. Let's do it, because we're going to be building a lot of those as soon as we can. Which means we're probably going to have to trade for some tungsten, because tanks use tungsten. Let's see how we're doing here. We're never going to get the additional bonus, but maybe, just maybe, we'll go up in a skill. Let's go ahead and reduce him real quick. We are maxed with experience, which is nice. We're going to get some river. I don't want to get river crossing experience. Not too much. That's just going to kick my butt. Okay, they won. Well, it's unfortunate. So, these guys are going back home. And they'll show up back here sooner or later. those guys got to go there. They'll show back up again in a little while. Okay, we're continuing. We have construction 2, which is great. We'll come on over here and we'll get excavation 2. What excavation does is it gives us an additional 10% on resource efficiency gain. So let's say we have 10 tungsten total. Now we have 11. That's a good thing to do. Okay, our volunteers are returning home. Okay, we only have 34 experience. This might be a good time. Okay, first of all, we'll take a look at the government. On construction, we are at 59. This will be 64 civilian factories when we're done. So what we're going to do is we're going to put one more factory in here. We're going to make it 65. 65 factories. That's 59, 60, 61, 65. And we're going to start building military factories. Okay, so we're going to start maxing out some military factories here. And what we're going to do because of that, because we're going to start building military factories, we're going to pick up the industrialist funk. One of the issues is what happens is when we go to here, when we have that, I believe we're going to lose our good leader here, Schlacht. He will probably go away when we get Rhineland or Anschluss or one of those that is not quite right. So okay, so why did they not go together? I need to merge those. This is U-Boot. That's the Kriegsmarine. Okay, so our units have returned. Heinz Gradarian's with him. He's kind of sucking wind for his tanks. Okay, so let's briefly talk some templates. Our infantry templates have these attachments. Artillery support and engineer company, and this is what they look like. They have a combat width of 18. Now, 18 is not all that great. You either want it to be 20 or 40. And the reason is that each one of these has a width, a certain width. Each province has a certain width. And it's I want to say it's 40 or 80. And so depending on what your width is, depends on what your units are going to look like and how many you can get into a province to be effective. Now, before you do anything to an infantry template or any template, you want to duplicate it. You can call it something new. Let's call it Infantry 2. Oh, we'll even use the German term, Infantry 2. And just save it. Doesn't cost you anything. Okay, so now, let's say I wanted to, instead of that, have an artillery piece there. That's going to cost me 5. And instead of that, have an artillery piece there. And that's going to cost me 5. So now we've got a 7-2 infantry that's with 20. Now, I do like a 7-2 infantry. It's, if you take a look, the soft attack, let's bring up the other one here. This one, the soft attack is 74, hard attack is 11, defense is 234, right? Okay. So that's where we're at. If you swap these two out, look, if you swap these two out with artillery, you can notice that we go up everywhere except for defense. But the breakthrough is huge. The piercing is better by 0.1. The soft attack goes up by almost 20. So we'll pop that in there. You do it again, soft attack goes up again by 20. The hard attack goes up by 1. Yes, the defense goes down a little bit, but now you're at a width of 20, which is good. The organization goes down a little bit. The recovery rate goes down a little bit. The suppression goes down a little bit. We don't use suppression. That's for against partisans. It's supply use goes up because you got to draw these guys. But these numbers here, the soft attack and hard attack go up, and breakthrough is huge. And so we use less infantry equipment and less manpower. So I really like this. We're going to save this. Infantry 2. We will change the helmet to something else. Let's give it a, I don't know, what would be cool? They're just going to be a regular old infantry, so they don't need to be special or anything. We'll just give them, this is going to be our standard infantry right there. Now later on in the game, you put a heavy tank in there, and it's even better, right? So when we go to width 40, you might throw a heavy tank in there. Okay, so these are our regular old infantry. We'll just actually what we'll do is we'll just leave that alone. Regular infantry model. Hit the save button, and we're done. So now we've got a new template, Infantry 2. Let's edit Infantry 1 to get rid of that helmet just so that we know he's something different. And we'll just give him this little, I don't know, what are we going to give him? Give him this guy because he's cute. It's a stork. We'll just update. That doesn't cost us anything, and no army experience utilized. So now we've got a new infantry template that uses other stuff. And we can convert, if we want to, we can go up here to all these guys and just hit this button to change it. And we can change it to Infantry 2. And if we do that, it tells us what we need, right? It tells us we need 1,700 towed artillery. We're about short 700, and some manpower. Or we gain this back, right? So obviously we need more artillery. So we're going to start building more artillery as soon as we can. Okay, we got a new research slot. So that's a bonus. That's for our focus tree. So now that we've done that, what this does here, we get remilitarization of the Rhineland, and we get 120 political power if we do that. And then we can prep for Anschluss. Anschluss, though, we're going to need a lot of units. So we can go Army Innovations 2, or we can go Rhineland. Let's go with Rhineland. Okay. So we'll do that. And this is basically going to be the start of the tensions for the Second World War. Right now, tensions are at 1%. That's only because National Spain increased it. Once we get Rhineland, that'll bump it up 5%. It's going to get huge. All right, so here, I'm going to start researching another technology. You know what, we're going to need oil, so I'll pop that in there. And while we're here, we might as well go to construction and pop in an oil refinery somewhere, right? And we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and do that right here in suction. And just a little bit of oil. Oil is good. And actually, we're going to move that up to here, because we want to get that before Schlacht goes away. All right, so now we're going to continue the mission. And now what we also want to do is start deploying some units. But first, we're going to need more artillery for sure. So, next guy that comes out, put there. We're down 4 on tungsten. Minus 4 on tungsten. Who else is needing tungsten? I mean, chromium. That's okay. We're all right. All right, so let's start building some units. So we're going to recruit and deploy, and here's how you do that. Click on recruit and deploy. You click on the unit that you'd like to train, and now you've got some options. You can just add units. So let's add. Let's do 24. Okay. And looks like we don't have quite enough men for that. Let's go with 12. We can do 12 at a time. Okay, so we're going to do 12. And we can set a location. And we're going to put it over here on this front. just put it right there. And now it says, how many times do you want to do this? Well, we only want to do it once. If you want to keep doing it, you can set this up and then it'll keep going through that row, but we're just going to want to do it once for now. And we'll tell you why later. Okay, so we're going to do it once and we're going to go. Now we can keep a close eye on this. Okay, this happens all over on the other side of the world here. Congress passes the Neutrality Act. Basically, they're saying they're not going to intervene in some war, even though, quite honestly, they were going to. Okay, so we can watch this, and we can see the training go up. It's training at 1%. Oh, the humanity, the Hindenburg goes up. 35 lives erased. Okay, so as we can see, it's up to 2%. Now, when it hits 100%, it'll deploy here. Now, there's a little trick where you can deploy units early when they hit 20%. As soon as they hit 20%, you can hit the deploy button. So what does that do? That sends them all out here. But unlike our units that are wonderful and highly trained, these guys are veterans, these guys are regulars, they come out as green recruits, and they have to be trained up to the level of veteran if you want them to get. Actually, they usually come out at level 2. You have to train them to get to level 3 as well. Okay, so now we have Panzerkampfwagen 3. Panzerkampfwagen 3 is the first medium tank. So that's phenomenally good. We got that. And now if we wanted to, we could go for Panzer 4. We're not going to yet. It's way too far in advance. Okay, so now we've got another research slot. Let's go back on over here. It's getting close to 38. I kind of want to do this. Research speed is up 5%. Also want to do that. But I think the first thing I want to do, there's so many things you want to do all the time. This is just the problem. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go get this because it bumps our research speed by 5%. Research speed is good and more is better. Okay, so then we're going to continue. So we're waiting for this day at 20%. We're currently at 12. Oh, look at that. We have some free dockyards. Okay, so that guy is eternally doing his thing. This guy is October 38. Let's get him up. September 38. Now we're down 5. Okay, again, we're watching this to get to 20. It's at 15. That's the MEFO. We'll just let those go. 16. 17. And we're going to need lots of units, right? So right now, we have in the field 269,000 soldiers. Okay, so we're at 20%. So now what you can do is you can deploy all lines instantly. Boom, we're going to do that. Okay, so we've deployed those 12 units. Okay, we're going to give them to good old Leipwitzen here. Okay. Actually, we're not. We're going to take those back out. We'll give them to somebody else. Because we got some trained units in there already. Now, these are infantry guys, so let's find an infantry leader. Wilhelm Ritter von Lieb. We'll give him to him. Could also give him to Kesselring. He's pretty good. But infantry leader experience factor, plus 100. That's just good. Okay, so now he's got these 12 guys, and they are green, minus 25% in combat. So now what you do is you take these guys and you hit the exercise button. Now that's going to use up some equipment, and it's going to give them some attrition, but it'll allow them to go up in experience, and we can watch this as we go along. The first thing we're going to do now, though, is deploy 12 more infantry. That last one's not going to get there, is it? It'll be all right. Okay, so, and again, we're going to set the location over here somewhere and deploy 12 more infantry. Okay, and we're going to let that go. Now, if you watch these guys, their experience is going up. They gain 2.47% daily experience from doing their exercises. Okay, we've got excavation 2. Let's go ahead and get that rubber synthetic thing while we're at it. Might as well. 104 days. Give us some additional rubber. Rubber is definitely something we're going to need as we go along. All right, so now continue to watch him. And he's going to go, and he's going to go a while. He's currently at 40%. He'll get to the next level, which is a regular, I think. And then he'll go up to veteran. I'm sorry. He'll go up to the next level, which is 3, which are the same as these guys here. 3s are regulars. So 2 are, let's find out what 2 is. 2s, we'll find out what they are shortly. We'll find out together. We're going to learn together. This is our war support up here while we're talking about it. You need certain things. If you need to do certain things, you need war support in order to get it done. There's a lot of decisions and a lot of other things that impacts. Okay, another thing here is these guys. These guys are also all green. So we can send them to exercise as well. We're going to send them to exercise, and we're going to send them to exercise. That's going to use up our fuel. Now you can watch our fuel usage. Check out how that just goes straight down. That's what happens when you start exercising and doing things. And when you get into when you get further down and start having these long drawn out battles like in Barbarossa, fuel is extremely important. You can run out of fuel in a heartbeat. Okay, we finished the first. We finished delay. That gives us an additional tactic, and it gives us 15 organization. Now we're going to come down here and do elastic defense. It's going to take 171 days, and we're going to get max speed of 10. And it gives us another defender elastic defense card, which gives us a bonus, and pumps up our organization here and there. So we're going to research that. Now, we talked earlier about units. So really what we want to do is we're going to want to, okay, she circumnavigated the globe. Let's take a look at this tank unit. Let's edit that. First thing we're going to do is we're going to duplicate it, and we're going to call it medium Panzer. These are going to be our medium tanks. We're going to give it a new, we're going to give it the medium tank symbol or something fairly cool. I don't know, that looks fair. That'll be our main effort right there. And we'll give them that one with wings because it'll be fast. Let me hit the pause button real quick because it looks like we can do something. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to replace all these with medium tank divisions, right? See how much, we're going to figure out how much we need here. Okay, so that right there costs us 20. And the combat width is 12. We'd like it to be bigger. So we'll put another medium tank there. We'll put another medium tank there. Now we're at 16. I only have 30. I'd really like to get to 20. So I'd need another 10 before I can do that. Okay, so when we hit 40, that's the plan. Okay, so we're going to modify the government. So we have Walter Funk already in here. It's time. We're going to be going to war fairly soon. Well, not quite yet. Rhineland's about to hit and give us additional stuff. So we have limited conscription right now, partial mobilization. This is what I was talking about, war economy. You need 50% war support in order to get that. Okay, so can't get that yet. I really like to get that. That gives us a bonus to construction speed. Limited exports we're going to leave alone. But we do kind of need more manpower here in the short, near-term future. So we're going to go ahead and grab that. Right now we have 1.1 million manpower. Once we're done with this, we'll have plenty more. Let's check it out. Wait till the next day, and then the tick is Oh, doesn't bump it up yet. How are we doing for here? See, okay, so we're level 2. We're trained. All right. And the ships. The Hochseeflotte. They're getting there slowly but surely. All right. So we can let those go for a while. It'll take a while for those to happen. Okay, so we get Rhineland. Let's see what that does for us. So the Rhineland, it's no longer a demilitarized zone. I get 120 military power and 5 army experience, which is important. We wanted that, right? Because we need 10 to get our template to where we want it to be. Actually, we want more than that as well. Okay, so Anschluss, we need 50,000 men in the field, and we've only got 300 and some. So we're not ready for that yet. We're going to have to keep guys coming out. We're going to go ahead and do Army Innovations 2 in the meantime, and we're going to check on the deployment of these guys. We can go ahead and deploy them. We're going to pump them out. Bam. Okay, so we pump those guys out, and now we're going to let the next set come. Okay, let's just go to 4 just in case. So I don't know that we even have the manpower to do that just yet. Let's kill that. Okay, so we have pumped out 12 more guys. We're going to give them a leader. We're going to give them, doesn't really matter because they're not going to stay, Kessel Ring, and we're going to start doing the training on those guys. Okay, these guys, we really want to get them to veterans, so we're going to wait for that. Okay, there's a war. There's corruption inherent in communism, and we've remilitarized the Rhineland, which is good. Now, you'll see that before our units did not occupy that section, and now they do. All right, let's go back and see if we can deploy some more guys here. Let's go. We don't have the manpower, really, or the equipment. So we'll go ahead and do 12 more. I'll set the location somewhere over here. And we'll go with that and let them go. All right, so the other thing we need to do is see where our production is. It's obvious that we're going to need more military production. We'll have to check out where is our construction at. Okay, we are starting to work on military factories. Let's go ahead and throw down so we want to intersperse more military factories, but we also want additional refineries and things. So we're going to pop down some military here. We're going to give ourselves another refinery and then another and a fuel silo. Let's see, where can we put that? I guess we'll put everything in Sachsen. Hopefully they won't bomb there. Okay, so we want these guys to deploy, and they will deploy at 20%. We are sitting currently at, as soon as these guys come out of training, we'll have enough to do the Anschluss. We can modify the government. We're at 44 war tension. That's not enough. Before we attack anything, we're going to want, let's see, how do we get, I guess we can get war support up by swap. As soon as we lose this guy, we can swap out and get some additional things. So the first thing we're going to want is we're going to want the infantry expert. There's no doubt about it. He is always a get. Always, always, always. Never not get him. Plus 10% on the attack, plus 15% on defense. It is just a super bonus. I don't care about the chromium. It might seem like it's hurting us, but he's still going to deploy. They're still going to deploy on time, and it's not going to be a big deal. After that, we're just going to make U-boats. Okay, so for training, he is almost done. He's still green, but getting ready to be in the middle. These two, he is getting trained, and he is almost veteran as well. And then we can go ahead and put those back in port and save our stuff. These 24 guys over here, they're under Rundstedt. It gives them an entrenchment bonus. They're already looking good. And we need to start our line of medium tanks. That's something I forgot. Okay, so we need to build medium tanks. We're going to get high priority. So all these new factories that we build, they are going to going to put 20 in here. So we might need some more infantry equipment. We'll put the first 3 there, and well, no, we won't. We need to start producing here. Producing some more artillery, so that's good because they're needed as well. All right. We're at 38. We're almost at 40. Oil processing is complete. We're not to 39 yet. We can go do some 38 stuff. Okay, he's researching there. Air guys and air doctrine I'm really not into at the moment. Don't have any bonuses. I'm not doing boats. He's researching, not a problem. This is a 39 technology. We're not going to go ahead of time for these guys. So now we're back into the infantry, which we really want, and the sport elements, which we also really want. So we're going to be focusing our area there. We'll start with him, and then we'll come back and get the other one. So we do want to kind of max out the abilities of our infantry. That's what we're going to have the most of. We are going to have some tank units, but they are going to be for punch and breaking through. Okay, fuel refinery is complete. Again, this line is all done. Let's go back here and get a company. Actually, let's go here and pick up this. Yeah, we'll pick up a company. And I really want a field hospital. So the field hospital in all infantry units, the trickle back, it's huge. You don't lose as much experience. You don't lose as much manpower. It's a great and wonderful thing. Okay, these guys are on their way to get properly trained. These guys are also on their way, but not there yet. So once we've finished training, what we'll do is we'll put a cut in here. And this is the tutorial on training. And then we're going to, next time, I think we'll show some additional stuff. Okay, we got no template for the tanks, and that's okay. We're going to build that. We're going to build that here in a second. Got to keep an eye on it because you don't want to be training guys after they reach their maximum. That's just not worthwhile. They're getting 1% per day. They are currently at 70, so it looks like they're going to need another 30 days before they are properly trained up. Oh, what about the deployment? How are we doing there? Oh yeah, we can go ahead and deploy these guys. So let's deploy these guys. And then we'll get ready for the next set. So these 12 guys that have just been deployed, where are they? Here they are. Nope, that's Kesselring and he's training. There they are. We'll give them a different general. There's an infantry general right there. We'll start training them. Okay, rubber. Good, it's done. Now we can come over here and get another sport unit. You know, there's a lot of different ones that people like. Logistics company people like because they use less supply. That's 10% less supply usage. Radio is fantastic for initiative and it allows you to increase your recovery rate. So I personally, they're all good. The maintenance companies are fantastic for reliability and for you get some equipment captured and some recovery rate. These are good for armored units. Let's see, do we have anything left over here? Yeah, let's go ahead and do this guy over here. Let's get the better one, the MG34 and 5cm Granatenwerfer. So that is the machine gun 34 and 5cm, which is roughly 2.2 inch mortar. And that gives us additional defense and breakthrough on our infantry units. So we'll research that. We are now at 41, so we're going to go ahead and create the template for that tank unit. We're going to edit this. We're going to duplicate it. We call it medium Panzer. Medium Panzer. Oh, that doesn't have an X in it. Panzer. Got a Z in it. And we'll give it a cool little symbol, the wings, because they fly. And we'll change these out to armor battalions, medium tank, medium tank, medium tank, medium tank. Okay, so medium tank. Do we want to do that? Let's see what happens if we get rid of that guy and add another infantry in there. That's a 171 hard or soft and a 103. Let's remove him for a second. Okay, so if that's a 171 and a 103, but if I put him here, it's a 185. Yeah, that's a better use. Okay, so, and we'll add in some support units here in a little bit. But first, we're going to save this. It's a medium panzer. He's elite. He's got high priority. So we're going to give that to him. And we're going to save it. Boom. Done. Okay, so now we have a template for our medium tanks. Let's go make sure that we're going to build lots of medium tanks here. So, again, right now the only thing we're missing is chromium, so we're okay. We'll restart this. He is getting ready to be an elite unit. Let off on leap. Army Innovations 2 just in time. And we can now do Anschluss because we have more than 500,000 men in the field. Now, to get to Sudetenland, you need 725. So that's going to be our next one, right? Oh, we could improve national spirit. Oh, no. Must control London and Paris. Well, that ain't going to happen anytime soon. Okay, so we're going to do Anschluss. And we're going to get Austria. That's going to give us some units as well. And we have, we're going to need another set after this one, it looks like. Okay, we've got airplanes available in reserve finally. That's a good thing. We're not worried about that just yet. So we want to upgrade all the ones we currently have because they're, old-ish. Okay, so let's see where we are. Total attrition is 6%. And now we want to think, we're still in the build-up phase here. That's important. But we want to think, we're going to be taking out Poland, so we're probably going to want to put some units here and here, and we'll show how to set up front lines and things here in the next episode. Okay, so is he done? He is done. We'll hit the pause button. Okay, so he's mission complete. We're going to take him off of there. And what we're going to do is we're going to give him a front line. We're going to put a cut in here because we'll explain how to do all that and work all these battle plan buttons next episode. So we're going to put a cut in here. You've been gaming with the Colonel. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please comment. Tell me what I'm doing right. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me what you want to explain better. And we'll get back to that. The Colonel is out.